Hey, good evening, fellow investors and traders. I want to do a quick update here this evening. It is currently 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, January 16th, on Monday evening. And Bitcoin continues to be hot. And some of my traders have asked me, well, considering the recent bullish movement, where should we start to look for entries into this if we're now considering entering into Bitcoin or crypto? Where can we expect the price to come back to? What would be a good entry price? So I want to look at that tonight, and I want to show you something else that I am seeing here on the charts. Let's just jump right into the chart here. You can see I had a previous cup and handle pattern. That target has been reached. I expected us to go to 20,800. Anywhere from 20,300 to 20,800, and we actually went higher than that. In fact, we currently are higher than that. We're at 20,990 right now ish. Last 15-20 minutes we sold off, and then you can see that little red candle there. That is price action of the within the hour has formed that red candle. But anyways, the target on this cup and handle pattern has been reached and exceeded. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this cup and handle pattern because that's no longer relevant data. We've reached our target, and I want to show you where I think we can expect to pull back to. So first of all, before I get into that, I'm going to delete some of these markers because they're just creating noise on the chart. Before I do that, I do want to review where they are and what they are. This is a critical level, this blue line here from December of 2020. And that was the first big level of resistance that we broke through. That was highly significant. But even more significant than that was this whole area of confluence here. All right, I'm going to circle that because what's happening here is the 200-day moving average is intersecting with an ascending trend line from June of 2022, which was major support, and then should have acted more as resistance here. But the bulls just kind of blew right through that. And then we also have that intersecting with a major macro level, started from the pivot high in 2017. That's this purple line right here. That all creates this huge area of confluence, acting as major resistance. And the bulls just had so much steam that they just blew right through that. It was very remarkable to watch, somewhat surprising given this bearish activity we've had for so long. In fact, we've had an accumulation period here around this price area, these price levels from June of last year. So well over 6 months of price activity down in this territory. And so to see the short squeeze so hard and this kind of bullish behavior just kind of took a lot of the market by surprise. It took me by surprise that we just kind of blew right through that area of confluence there, which created very significant resistance. And so nevertheless, it is what it is, and the bulls did their things. I'm actually very happy about this price movement because now we are above what used to be major resistance now becomes support. And I'm always talking about the fact that we like to go back and retest those things. And that's what I'm getting to here. Because if you're looking for a price to enter, or if you bought down here and sold up here and looking for re-entry, we're going to talk about where that might be and what I'm seeing now. All right, because I am seeing a new pattern starting to form, and you guys know from previous videos and everything I've talked about, I do expect this RSI to come back down. It's been above 70 since Wednesday of last week, and again, it can stay up there for a week and a half. I've seen, Bitcoin RSI be overbought for over a week before, but we're getting close to a week, and you can already see the RSI is starting to turn and come back down. So that is indicating that our price is going to follow suit. And I do expect that to occur. I mean, the RSI is telling us that's going to occur. Then, along with that, our knowledge of technicals shows us that we are going to come back and retest this major level of resistance. We're going to kiss mama goodbye, and with that retest, I believe those supports will hold and start to form what looks to me like it might be an even bigger cup and handle pattern. So if we use this 21,300 area as a neckline, you can form a cup there. And you can see here that should that support now hold in that area, this would be a perfect cup and handle. This would be technically perfect. That handle looks to be 1/3 the depth of the cup. And should that be correct? Should I be correct in that prediction that we will form another cup and handle pattern? A breakout of that neckline would take us to 27,000 or higher. I'm going to have to look at the GME futures chart to see where the gaps are, but I would expect us to go to at least 27,000 on Bitcoin. Now, this is over a time period of weeks, right? I'm looking at 2 to 3 weeks for us to form this handle and then break out above it. So you've got some time. What I'm looking at in terms of bottom line price here is around 19,500. That was our pivot high from 2017. It also formed an area of resistance way back in 2021. Major level. I'm not going to zoom out for sake of time, but that should hold as huge support. Along with that, we have the 200-day moving average supporting us in that area. So RSI is telling us we're going to come back and settle down. The price would follow, and then that could be a good support area. And along with the thesis that this will take 2 to 3 weeks, that's almost the perfect time for the Fed to do their next rate hike. We're already hearing talks of 25 basis points being sufficient for future rate hikes. In my opinion, the market is already pricing in the next rate hike at 25 basis points. What the market has not priced in yet, and what I think will follow soon, is a Fed pause. Now, I've talked about this many times in previous videos, referring to my housing charts and historical data in the past and how the Fed reacted during the last housing crisis, which we're starting to get in here in the U.S. We're starting to get into housing recession. Housing looks like the prices are crashing, quite honestly. And what the Fed did to react to the housing market and what the stock markets did. And we saw the Fed pause 2 months after the housing market crossed a threshold signifying significant weakness in the markets. And then I'm going to jump us to our outro scene. And then we saw the Fed pause 2 months after that, and they paused for a full year after that. All right. All the while, the housing market was crashing. And what was the stock market doing? The stock market was going up. It continued up for a full 16 months after, I believe it was about 16 months after the housing market had crossed the weakening demand zone, that threshold there. And we've done that already about 3 months ago in our housing market. We saw weakness in Las Vegas, Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, San Diego, Austin, a few different markets. The housing collapse has already started, in my opinion. The Fed has not yet paused as they did in 2006, but we're only 3 months in below crossing that threshold. So if history repeats itself, maybe another rate hike and then the pause, all right? All while the stocks are having their blow off top. And this is what I've been anticipated. My thesis is that we will continue onward and upward in the stock market before we actually hit the true recession. We have not hit a true recession yet, and that is my take on it. So all that being said, we have about 2 or 3 weeks before the next rate hike, and that follows in line with this handle pattern, which I expect to form, take about 2 to 3 weeks to form. All right, so then we have our rate hike of 25 basis points. Who knows, maybe the Fed surprises us then and already does a pause. But if they don't do the pause in February, almost for certain, I'm expecting a pause sometime before May. Sometime before May. So we may get a couple more rate hikes of 25 basis points, but somewhere in there we're going to have that pause. That's when the market responds bullishly to that news, and we start to, we get our speculative investors back in. Risk is back on. People throw money at the markets, and it's my expectation that we meet or exceed the previous high of November 21 in the stock markets. This would take cryptocurrency along with it, and we'll see where we top out in crypto. But my next anticipation of a top is somewhere around 150,000. So guys, you have plenty of opportunity here. You should not be complaining about the price. But if you're looking for the best price, I do expect us to come back down and settle in at around 19,500. So anywhere from 19,500 to 21,000 would be a perfect opportunity to dollar cost average yourself back in. All right, hopefully that helps. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace, y'all.